Good morning. Okay, it's by the title of this, Day One. Over the weekend, I put together a map how to get to for the next 30 days. The map for the next 30 days. And as you can see, I've got it's outside of my 9 o'clock, so I'm not going to take it. But it is there. So good morning. We're still getting kind of everything set up. It's a little bit late getting to my computer. I was here before 9 though. That is the goal. I went out on my back deck. And there was a moose walking down the road. Pretty sure it was a mama cow. So I kind of enjoyed that. Kind of enjoyed the scenery for a while. Got my coffee here. Did my pre-trading ritual, which is pretty much getting up and getting coffee. Hope all is well with you today. For whoever is watching this, we are excited. We are excited. We are excited. I know you can tell by my voice. So, 3 trades a day. That's it. 3 and done. So, 2 losses. I'm done. A win, a loss, and a win. I'm done. A loss, win, win, I'm done. A win, loss, loss, and I'm done. 3 trades a day. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I do have a target of 2 R per day. So let's see where the morning takes us. We're basically about 25 minutes away from the open. Let's see where we're at on the week. Got some weekly buy-side liquidity here. For that, let us not forget to check for news today. I do not believe there is any. So there is no news today. That's not true. There is news, but no high impact news today. We have high impact news tomorrow at 7 a.m. Employment change and goods trades balance on Wednesday. And Thursday, jobless claims. That's a big one right there. So Thursday morning, 8:30 New York time. I am leaving for Phoenix on Thursday. I will not be streaming. I will probably stream Thursday, but I will not be streaming on Friday. I will probably get on the market and trade. We'll see. It'll be from a laptop, and I've never done that before, so we'll kind of see how that plays out. Get rid of some of my mess here. I just erased that. It's okay. So London's been taken out. Asia's been taken out. The highs. London low is still there. Just below the midnight open, we have the Asia low is still there, which is not too far. that is the PM low. Okay, let's go back to the 1 minute. We did have that is a good trade. Okay, it's a great morning. It is almost the last day of August. I think we have 4 more trading days in August. The August gloom and doom. Get ready for the fall sessions, which are always going to be, from what I hear, so currently I'm trading 6 accounts on a trade copier through Apex. And my target is to have all of those passed before the 10 days. One of the rules with Apex is that you have to trade for 10 days. It doesn't have to be 10 days in a row, but you do have to trade for 10 days. So my goal is to meet that target within those 10 days. So then I could go to what they call a PA account, which is basically where you start earning actual money. You can trade and earn money. If you like more of that, if you look at my description, I've got some link on there you can take a look at. So we're not going to really do anything until 9:30. It's about 9:15. We got a few minutes. So we'll just watch this market And then as I do that, I'll give you my rules. I trade the 1 minute ES. I trade off fair value gaps from displacement candles. I trade only in the direction of the current market shift. My stop is at the opposing end or the fill side. Of fair value gap. %1 risk. One to one risk to reward ratio. If I'm in a trade and another trade opportunity appears, it cannot Okay, there's my rules. Put those up here. Dun, dun, dun. So most of those are pretty self-explanatory. I'll walk you through it here on this trade right here. We've got a few minutes. Here we have a fair value gap. It was created on this 1 minute candle. One minute candle fair value gap right here. Price came down and entered that fair value gap, but then came out. If we go back to here, we have a market structure shift right here. We also have another one right here. Well, that happened after, but this one is the one that qualifies us. Now what we do is we're looking for our trigger, and trigger is 2 candles in the direction of our trade. One up, one up. So we're going to enter the trade at the close of that candle. My stop is going to be at the fair value gap. This one gives us a 7 tick. And so we're going to go for a 1-to-1. You size your trade according to your risk, 1% risk. So figure out how many ticks you can get and how many micros you can trade for that. You enter that trade with your profit there, stop there. This would have been a successful trade because we would have hit our profit right there. So here we go again. We got a fair value gap right here. We've entered into this fair value gap. Right there. Now we have 2 candles, that one and that one. That qualify us. We are still in a bullish cycle because we did not create a lower low here. So we're still bullish. It's not 9:30 yet, so I'm not going to take that trade. That trade almost stopped us out. Usually you got to go through it, and there's a good chance that one's going to get stopped out. And there it is. That is a losing trade. I only track trades from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock New York time. I'm going to go fill my coffee up. I'll be right back. Okay, my moose is gone. And we are definitely in some sort of consolidation here. We'll see what the morning open does. Apologies for that. Okay, I'm going to do a test really quick just to make sure that we are firing on all cylinders.
Order submitted.
Okay, that is good. My
Order canceled.
I enter on a different system than what I'm watching here. I use TradeView to do all my and this is the ES right here. I am trading on the I take live trades on the MES, the micro. So the open was a little bit non-eventful. Guys, I'm going to hide this. The open was a little bit non-eventful. Let's do this. I had it on here before. I like to track those. $10 silver bullet. So right now, of course, we broke that high. We are definitely looking for longs. There's my open. I do have another trade idea that I'm working with. And that's off the 5-minute. I'll explain that to you here in a minute. I have not completed back testing this. So we're down into the last minute of a 5-minute candle. So we can see that here the 5-minute would have opened here, came down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 5-minute. Those make up the 5-minute candle right there. So again, this is just a trade idea. Do not trade this. You need to back test it. I'm still back testing it. And so far, it runs about a 50% win rate. So there's my 5-minute candle. I would put an open right there. I may not have got it. But if I was trading this, I would have probably been a little more quick on the draw. But I put my stop here, 34 candles, and I go 68 is a profit. So we're going to set that aside as to not let it get in our way. So I have back tested this. This strategy that I'm trading. I have back tested it. It was this system or this strategy is a combination of 2 other traders. One of the trades is just a common ICT trade, really. That is enter on a fair value gap. So the ICT strategy, or one that's common by others, is that you would put your entry right here. So I would put I would go long on the touch of this. So there it touched it. So I would be long on this. And then you put your stop, bottom of that candle, and so I would be in that market right now, and that would be your trade. I don't do it that way. I have added an entry candle or an entry trigger before I enter, and that is 2 candles in the direction of my trade. So because we're going long, because this is a bullish BISI, it's a bullish fair value gap. We're looking for longs. I'm looking for 2 bullish candles to come out of that fair value gap, and I will enter on the second the close of the second candle or the entry of the third candle. Oh, and I didn't. If price goes down and closes below, like here, we've got 19 seconds to go. If price closes below this fair value gap, then this trade it's not a trade. But it didn't close. It just whipped down below it. By the way, this is a pretty much set it and leave it trade. I'm gonna say we're just about done with this trade. We have closed below it, so this trade is no longer. And that's the reason I looked for the 2, because if I entered on the begin entry of that right there, that would have right there I would have been stopped out. But we are still looking for longs until if we get below if we go below there, we're looking for shorts. Okay, so we have here a fair value gap brought into here, but we have not we don't have a market structure shift. So this is a right there. That is a non-trade. Now, something to watch out for, because I've seen this happen a couple times, is you might have this small fair value gap right over here that was back here from 8:55 this morning, or sometimes they come back from even before, like right here. This is one from 8:25, and here's one right here from 8. They'll come down and they'll enter that fair value gap and turn around. So just be aware of that, because on this is a 1-minute chart, but if we were to look at a 15-minute chart, we are definitely going up. And our trade is our morning trade. This one right here that we're monitoring is still valid. So look at this. Here we entered. And this is going to be a okay, so here's a That is a good trade.
Order submitted. Order failed.
Okay, I have entered that trade. I'm going to get rid of that. So I have a stop of 13 ticks, which means I could enter 15 contracts.
Order submitted.
Oh, do not chase the market.
Order canceled.
Okay, so I hit profit on that. That's a win. Now, the only thing I did wrong on that is I did not trade my 1%. So, it's a good day. So I did not trade my 1%. I traded, that ended up being about a 0.5% trade. So my goal is 2R a day. So now I'm 0.5 into my 2R day. I was going to enter another one, but it started taking off on this bar right here. So I backed out of it. I never want to chase the price. I have done it too many times, and it seems like whenever I chase, I lose. So I just don't chase. It's a missed opportunity. This is the trade right here. I was in right there on that candle, and I was 13 ticks. So if we were to blow this up a little bit, I entered on this candle. Actually, I entered on that candle right there, and I hit profit right there. And that's how she's done, boys. Okay, so it's okay. I'm alive to trade another day. We are still kind of sideways, so I'm starting to think until we start breaking this range a little bit, we'll see. We've come down and we've touched that fair value gap again. You see that right there? Sometimes it seems, and I don't do it, my rules don't allow it, but sometimes it'll touch them and turn around, and that is just as good as an entry into the fair value gap. But I require it to go into the fair value gap. So this trade is still alive, by the way. You see that? That trade is still alive. Taking some heat though. So I entered on that, and I only entered basically just looking at that. I needed at least not quite that same amount of contracts, but I needed roughly a few more. So here we are back down in that fair value gap again, and yes, I can take that trade again. It doesn't mean I would though, because we're kind of in consolidation. This is no longer valid, by the way. We're going to put it right there. You can see, as you can see, we're definitely on a move up. Okay, we're coming up on that 10 o'clock hour, which means we're going to start making some. The 10 o'clock hour is when we will look for a silver bullet. 950. 950. $9.50 to 10.10 is the macro for that. So as you can see, we've started right there. We begin to start have some displacement candles. By the way, if you ever notice, I keep doing this. I like to have my screen sized. Try to keep it about the same every time, because just so I get used to it being a certain size. Okay, so we do have a market structure shift right here on the shorter term. So I can take a short. By the way, this got stopped out. So we have a market structure shift here. We have a larger one right here. If it gets down to here, it's an even larger one. Okay. Now the thing about, so I have back tested this, and this tends to be about a 75% success rate. The hardest part about trading a mechanical system is that you have to enter every trade. You cannot treat them as discretionary trades. Don't try to overanalyze. Create a set of rules. Test based on that set of rules. Test on that based on that set of rules, and stick to it. Because as soon as you don't enter a trade that qualifies by your rules, it's going to take off and be a great winner. Okay, so kind of hidden long again. We did take out some liquidity right here. That buy side liquidity right there is gone. We have some sell side liquidity up here. Kind of some equal highs. You know what's what I love about trading is that I can get up. Yeah, I do. I live on the West Coast. I do have to get up early. I get up early. I can, on some days, it's I'm in and out within an hour. So it's about 7 o'clock here, and it's great when you hit your profit target for the day around 7:30. Now I have the rest of the day to go play, and I don't have to worry about being in the market. I don't have to worry about, I've met my goal. Walk away. Once you hit your profit for the day, walk away. You don't need to sit here and obsess over the charts. You can come back and analyze the charts later. Go enjoy your day. You've had a win. Enjoy the win. Too many times, I cannot tell you, too many times, I have hit my profit target and I've continued to trade and I overtrade, and I see my profit for the day shrink away to nothing and lose the profit for the day, or even maybe the profit for the week, because then you become a gambler. If you hit your profit target for the day and you keep trading, you're a gambler. You're not a trader. So hit your profit target and go play. Go back to bed. I'll go play with my chickens. I'll go on a walk. Just enjoy your day. And then the rest of the day, you're celebrating that victory the rest of the day. Where if you overtrade and you lose, now the downside is it's going to create this down. You're going to be down. You're going to be upset. You're going to be mad. You're going to be mad at yourself. You're going to be upset at yourself. You're going to be pissed off that you didn't stop and you didn't stick to your rules. hit your profit target, and be done. Stick to your rules. So we're at 10 o'clock. We are at the silver bullet golden hour. Okay, guys, I think I have just a few minutes. I don't see anything shaping up just yet. I'm going to go fill up my coffee again. Okay, guys, I'm back. I love Sean Whalen. If you don't know who Sean Whalen is, he's the lion. He's the lions not sheep guy. He said something the other day that's just been resonating in my soul, not only in my trading but in my personal life, and that is how you do one thing is how you do everything. And just to give you an example, I typically don't make my bed in the morning, and I've been making my bed in the morning because every time I look at my bed after I get out and I go, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so it's a philosophy that I've been trying to live by in my life. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So, just a little side note there. Okay, so there we go. Bang, bang. We're in a fair value gap. Looking for two candles up. I'd like to see some aggressive candles. And the reason for that is we are a little bit in some consolidation. I want to get out of this consolidation. Doesn't look like we're going to get an up candle. We might. We could. Still could. The reason I've got that box there is I'm looking to see how many ticks that I'm going to have a stop, because the ticks, I have a little chart here that tells me that if I have so many ticks, how many contracts I need to take to properly size my trade. Okay, so now that trade is pretty much dead, at least for 2 minutes. Because I need 2 up bars. So the what I'm looking at now is we have this area of consolidation basically, and then we have this area of consolidation. On the short term, we are still bearish. Very much still bullish on the long term. So if it continues to consolidate here a little bit, unless I see some displacement, just about call this. Let's see what happens here. Let's get rid of that. So I'm at 0.5 R for the day. Okay, we got one up candle. Mm-hmm. And there we go. So I do have a rule that says that if I get a up candle, neutral candle, and then I get another up candle, I can take that trade but I have to reduce my risk. Okay. So we're going to pretty much call that trade dead. It still could play out. The thing is, I haven't seen significant displacement yet. Could just be one of those days. This could end up going up and being a win. I will then still count that on my statistics as a win. But when I'm live trading, I only get 3 trades. So I'm going to try to take the best trades there are. Now that's interesting. See how we've come back down into that fair value gap again. So this is where it wouldn't surprise me to see it take off. It has come down. Given us a huge rejection candle. But we did. Let's see what happens here. I just put that there for next time, so when I do my end of day analysis, I can, because that has already been mitigated. We've come down, touched it, went up, went back through it, went through it. We've been through it again, so this is pretty much mitigated. Here we've come down into this again. Okay. That's we got some displacement there. And even on the 1 minute here, there's no reason to get all in a hurry and get FOMO'd. Here's the beautiful thing about this trade idea. If I recall, there's about 9 to 10 trades a day that happens at a 75% success rate. You miss a trade, it's not a big deal. There's always another one. Not sure that trade looks like a good one? Skip it. Wait for a better one. Better to live to trade for another day than to take a trade that's questionable and lose. So there's our silver bullet window. I do trade outside of that. I just know that generally in that setup in that time frame you can get a good setup. I haven't seen that today. We do keep bouncing off that fair value gap level. Okay, I'm going to step away for a minute. My dog's up here and he wants to be fed. And some definite consolidation. This trade is definitely dead. I haven't seen any 2 up bars. No, there's 2 up bars after it entered. On this one, if I were to get 2 up bars, which I did technically, there's 2 up bars. I want to see a third one. I need some aggressive move out of here, and I'm not seeing that. Let's look at a few things here. See, I don't see anything happening on the 5-minute chart. Nothing happening on the 15-minute chart. Fifteen-minute charts, where actually our bars are, well, we got an inside bar here and along. That's our. We have a. Our opening bar right here. Down, down. Let's see. So if you don't keep a journal, you should. It looks like today might just be a consolidation day. It's not looking like it wants to go. It wants to move very far. Okay, so now we're kind of now I'm going to start paying attention. I was making some notes there. We are kind of wanting to get out of that box. Okay, let's see if it stays out. Okay, had a phone call from my son, had to take. Lost his key to the car. Wanted to know if I had a spare one. I do, but I went to look for mine and I couldn't find mine. but the good news is, I have air tags on all my keys, so if I lose it, I can find them. Anyway, that's just a side note for what it's worth. We are out of that box. I would like to see this level broke, which it did, and stay above it. We are entering into another fair value gap, but it's touching it, but it's not entering it. Let's see what happens. See, technically, I will call this a win because it did come down into that fair value gap right here and give me 2 up. I didn't take it, but it's okay. I'm alive to trade another day. And the way this market is acting, it's just acting a little sluggish. So that's a 3-tick fair value gap. It's not very big. Sometimes these small ones can be the best because they're so small, they happen fast. They don't have to move a lot. I mean, if it's a 30, 40 tick stop, it means it's got to move a lot to get your profit target. And you can be in heat for a long time. I mean, if it's a 10 tick stop for a 10 tick profit, I mean, 1 bar and you could be in profit. And 1 bar you could be in a loss. 5 truths to trading. Number 1, anything can happen. So we're 40 seconds away. Let's see what's going to happen.
Order submitted.
Okay, I'm in a trade.
Filled.
Okay, I'm in the trade, by the way. I am in right there. My stop is right there. And I have my stop is at 49. Never like heat. Okay, I was like within one tick right there. But I ain't out of the heat yet, baby. This is where I like to go fill up my coffee. You know, this is a silver bullet hour, but I haven't seen anything that significantly tells me that I've seen a silver bullet trade. Consolidation is the worst because it's just a grind. It's just a knife fight between the bulls and the bears. back down into that fair value gap again. One tick away.
Order filled.
And that's how she rolls, baby. So that's a loss. So on that, for me, that was not quite a 1% loss, a little less, probably a 0.8% loss. But you see, now we're getting some movement. Live to trade another day, baby. So had I not made, I made a couple small logistical errors on this trade right here. So it didn't end up being, like I say, it didn't end up being a 1%, it ended up being a 0.5%. So now that means I'm about a 0.5% down for the day. It does. I do have, by the way, I say I've got a 3 trade limit. That's from the AM session. I will come back at the PM session and possibly trade the PM. Excuse me, trade the New York PM silver bullet. But look at this. We are still in this consolidation. I mean, this right here, the fact that we came up and hit that one tick, is kind of a telltale sign that it was going to go the other way. So now what I do is I'm going to take this and turn that into let's do this. We can get rid of that. So here we are, consolidation. Get a swing up, doesn't go above that. I would call that a Judas swing, which means it's fake. This is going to be the real move. Or we're just going to stick here in consolidation. this right here, I'm going to get rid of that. Actually, I'm going to, that right there becomes a breaker block. So we got high, low, higher, high, lower, low. This is a breaker. So what we don't want to see oops. 50% of that is right there. If this goes below here, this becomes a breaker block. So the other thing is, if I entered that trade right there, if you look at this from this swing, I entered a long in a premium, not a good choice, and we had a high just above it. So that probably maybe shouldn't have taken that trade. I mean, I have taken longs in a premium and shorts in a discount before. But this one was really close. It was deep into the premium. I'll make a note of that in my journal. See, if you look at this move right here, I'm going to go from right here. See, we're in a discount right now. So I would like to see it come up and spike into that fair value gap and then give me a couple candles down. Which it may or may not do. Why? Because rule number one, anything is possible. You know, the wonderful thing about that, anything is possible. It's easy to have negative connotations on that, but it's also, there's positive ones. I mean, you could get in a trade and be in heat. I mean, like this one right here, it could have shot above that and just taken off, and I would have been I won that trade. So the thing is, anything is possible. Once you enter a trade, you are at the mercy of the market, and anything is possible. So, do I like taking a loss? No, but it's a reality of trading, and I took a loss. So, it happens. This is a one tick fair value gap. It's not a fair value gap yet. Cautious about taking any trades on like a one tick, two tick fair value gap, and that ended up being a fair value gap. We're just sideways today. So this is day one of my 10 days. I'm at least in, I've got 6 evaluation accounts right now. One of them I'm in it a couple days. I think this is my 3rd day or 4th day. The other 5 today, I believe, it is definitely my first day trading in those other 5 prop accounts. So it starts the count today. The goal is to pass those prop firm evaluations within the next 10 trading days. We do have a holiday. This is a holiday week, by the way, too. So we could, and it's a tends to be not the longest, but it tends to be a long weekend. It's like the last hurrah, the end of summer. Kids are back in school. Colleges open up. Everybody's back to work. So it could be a slow trading week. Anything is possible. I think at this point, 11 o'clock is going to roll up, and I'm going to walk away from it until the PM session. I am down 0.5% for the day. It just doesn't seem to be a willingness to take off. I mean, there was a nice candle right there, but it wasn't the biggest candle. I mean, it was nice, gave us a good fair value gap, but it hasn't come back and revisited it. It doesn't seem to be. There we go. Wait a minute. Maybe I spoke too soon. Look at that. Now, here's an interesting thing. Here's a 1 hours. There's a fair value gap from there to there. We are into that fair value gap. Look at that, just 50%. 50% is 28.50. Right there, to the tick. So let's see what happens. It wouldn't surprise me now to see it come back and take out those This becomes a strong high. Was a weak high. That's because we've created this. This, by the way, this is now a BISI. I'm sorry, breaker. This now becomes a breaker. And 50% somewhere's so we have a breaker because we've got a high, low, higher high, lower low. That makes this a breaker. This is a breaker within a breaker on a smaller time frame. But this is the one we're looking at right now. So what we have, this is an order block that caused a move up, caused this move came all the way to here, but now we've come back against it. And so all these people that got in here are now stuck. So there we're in a fair value gap. So if you look here, we have a smaller time frame, change of character. Okay, now we're going to close above that is what we're going to end up doing. But here we have a larger. Took this out. We are just about in our out of the 11 o'clock silver bullet. Look at this. See? Bang.
Order submitted.
Okay, I just
Order filled.
entered that trade. my entry was right there. My stop is right there. Somehow I moved that. Okay, we're in the heat, baby. This is my last trade of the day, either way, or at least for the AM session. We are in heat. We entered this fair value gap twice? Come on up. It'd be cool to see a bang bang, another double up. Not that I would enter that, but it would kind of give me confirmation that we're in the right direction. It's just a grind today. That's what it is. And here we go. I'm just about ready to get stopped
Order
out.
filled.
Okay, that's it, people. I am done for the day. I wish you the best. Based on that, I will not be